Hey up YouTube, here we are once again on a attempting to be sunny Easington beach. I've been out a few times this week, so I've been quite lucky to be able to get out 3 or 4 times during my week off. I say not so sunny because, well, it's starting to burn off now, but yeah, it's a bit misty. That's not a dirty lens. It's a bit misty. Down there is Cod Bites and his brother Andy. I don't know if you can just see them. They're actually only maybe 100 yards away, but the fog is doing a good job of disguising them. So yeah, I've managed to get out a few times during this week off. Got the missus to thank for that. So I'll roll the credits and we'll have a set up time lapse today because I've remembered to bring everything. So I'll speak to you in a bit. Well, that's one rod. I can get you out of the sun. Just filmed all that for time lapse, so you guys looking at the sun, Anna. There you go. That's one rod set up. I'm going for a big bait on my first cast, and it's just same as I have been using, just a paternoster with a 3/0 circle with a hair on it. The bit's a bit big for the hair, but as long as it stays on, it shouldn't matter. I was tempted to cut it down, and I thought, no, bugger it, we'll send it. I'm targeting rays today, although I will be using a 2-up clip down on another rod, because to me, now we can see the sea, it looks a wee bit bassy. Looks good for a bass. Just watching Jimmy and his brother, and they're pulling in a lot of weed. A lot of weed. I will preface all this now because some angler's gonna look at this and say, why has he squeezed himself in there? I spoke to both Jimmy and Andy, said, look, are you sure you don't mind me fitting in between the two of you? They both went, no, the toe's not bad, it's just the weed causing the issue. Jimmy's holding straight out. Andy wasn't able to cast where he wanted to cast anyway because there was some holiday makers in the water. So he's now able to cast where he wanted to cast. I can't go between Andy and the fella that's down there because he's casting one almost at 3 o'clock. And then all the way down there where the, I don't know if it'll show up on camera, sort of down here, there's an old bunker. And in front of that bunker is about half a dozen seals just chilling out. They keep swimming up and then swimming back down and then swimming up, swimming back down. I think Andy thought he just hooked into one. They're swimming that close in, but I think he got away with it, obviously, because he didn't pull the seal in. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, there is a dead pup washed up on the beach. But from the looks of it, it's just natural causes. The lifeguards have been informed, but from what I understand, they are extremely busy at the moment, especially based on what I saw yesterday on Cleethorpes. Can't get over that. So I'm going to walk down. I'm going to leave the camera here because I'm going to be back here in about 10 minutes. But I'm going to walk and cast out. and see how it goes with regards to being between these two guys. I might move down towards to the other side of that gentleman there if we start bringing each other in, if it starts being an issue. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm going to get this bait out, so I'll talk to you in a bit. Try and keep you on rod tips, hang on. It's the only problem I have with Easington Beach when you're a lazy fisherman like me. You keep having to move everything. And between camera, tripod, box, bait, all that crap, it takes a while. But yeah, oh God, I had something I was going to say and I can't remember what it was now. Yeah, no, it's gone. Whatever it was, it's gone. I brought you back to actually say something. Oh, that's it. We're about 3 hours away from high tide. High tide's at around about 8ish, 8:15, something like that. Actually, when I looked online, it said 9ish, but I don't know. I just don't, I don't know. But it's quite a big one. So we'll end up on the rocks tonight, or on the cliffs. Which, if memory serves, that's when Jimmy's had his best fish. Is when the tide's been all the way in. But yeah, it really does race up this beach to a point. But once we get, oh, I don't know, once we get halfway back up this beach, I'll probably set up to 2 rods. Because then the water that we're in front of now, where the rocks are, will then be deep enough to have, oh, what were you? That wasn't me kicking the rod. That wasn't me kicking the stand. Don't know what that was. We'll let that mature. But I didn't kick the stand, did I? Oh, I might have kicked the stand. I don't know. I don't think I did. We'll leave it, see if it develops. There's a lot of redweed, a lot of redweed. Hopefully it'll drop off as we get up to high tide, as the water gets a bit deeper. But yeah, it's quite a big one tonight. We'll end up fishing off the cliffs. I'll be honest, I'm hoping to stay pretty much parallel to where I am and fish on the ram. I don't like heights. I don't like heights. And even just fishing off the cliff, I struggle to cast. Every time I go up to the edge to try and cast out, I get a little queasy feeling in my tummy. Yeah, I don't do heights. Which is weird because I'm 6'2", and as a kid I used to jump off the high board. But yeah, as I've grown up, I don't like heights. Don't know why. Don't know what changed. I just don't. Yeah, high tide. The wind is due to do a full 180. It's currently sort of blowing, where are we? We're kind of facing to the west. So it's blowing from the north to the south, roughly speaking. I've not got a compass to know exactly where north is. But it's blowing left to right across the beach. It's only a little breeze. It's not affecting the water, not really. I'm hoping, like I say, as the water gets a bit deeper, that these rollers develop a little bit more, not too much more, just a little bit. And that that the sea gets a little bassy. I mean, I'll show you quickly what I mean. So as you can see here, you see the little rollers are probably maybe a foot. You'll see every once in a while you'll get a slightly bigger one, and that's the way this beach goes. The rollers seem to just develop as it gets deep, as it comes up over the rocks, and the tide isn't allowed to just race in. The rollers develop ever so slightly, which is nice. But like I said, the tide really does race in here. It really, really does. So I will be reeling in shortly. I'm still on, in fact I'm reeling in now because I'm way off to the right and I don't want to wash into Jimmy. He's about to recast. Bugger. I was hoping to get in before he recast. But whatever that knock was on the rod, there's nothing there. It feels heavy enough for there to be some weed on there, but there's no fish. In fact, I can see the weed coming in. But I've lost a lot of fish on this beach. A lot of fish on this beach, so I'm hoping for a bit of retribution tonight. Yeah, just another weed monster. No fish, just another weed monster. But I knew before I came, yeah, every single fishing report that was coming in from here or from the Holderness coast said the weed was a nightmare. So I knew before I came that this was going to be the issue. But it's as Jimmy said when he messaged me, he says, you've got to be in it to win it, aren't you? You're not going to catch out sat on your sofa, other than maybe diabetes. Oh, Summit's had a go at my bait. Summit's had a go at it. There was a full squid on there. There's now maybe a quarter of what was on there. It's probably what I get for sending a bait that was far too big for the hair rig. Right, just move your back. I brought some mackerel. I might try some mackerel next, because you know, rays are partial to fish baits, aren't they? But yeah, there's a large chunk of that squid's gone. So maybe something did have a sniff. Oh, but I'm glad the walk for this beach is not big, not a long walk. You get your workout, follow it tide up and down. And I get that lump of weed off. Didn't see that one. Damn it. Oh yeah, that's been bitten clean through. Jimmy, I've had something big. It's been bitten clean through. Yeah, I mean, they're teeth marks. I've never seen anything, you know. Quite often, sometimes I look at my baits after I bring them in, and I think, hasn't it? Is it just eroded against the sand? But that one, I can say without a shadow's doubt, was bitten. Shall I stick with the hair rig, because this hair's very short, or shall I start putting the bait behind the hook? I'll stick with the hair for now, but let's give a piece of mackerel a try. I mean, the squid's been absolutely killing it on the Holderness coast all the way through. The squid's been absolutely killing it, but like I say, I've come to target rays, and rays love fish baits. So I'm just going to chop a chunk, cut its tail off, make it a bit more streamlined. Literally just a big chunk of mackerel, and I'm just going to strap this onto hair. It's a bit more suited to the size of hair I've got on here. And resend it, but yeah, that can't have been me knocking the rod earlier. But I think what happened was the hair had got stuck up in the roto clip, so it could have been a smoothie. They're known to be shy if they feel resistance. When they bite something, they're known to just drop it. So I'll get a feeling that's probably what happened. Although the teeth marks are a bit misleading. Could have been a whiting, could have been a bass. Although bass don't really have teeth. There was clean teeth marks in that. Dare I say it could have been a taupe? Dare I say that? I don't know if I dare. It's all speculation anyway, isn't it? But yeah, it seems weird using the multiplier as my distance rig when I'm not that good at casting it yet. What's that, Jimmy? Are you getting pulled right a little bit now? have a word with Jimmy, guys. I'll be back in a minute. You what? You what?
It might take you for a walk, so I'm moving this.
Yeah, there was some bit clean through a full squid on mine.
Got a nice big
And it had, you know, sometimes when you look at your baits and you go, hasn't it, you know, has it just rubbed off in the sand? But they were definite teeth marks, although I suppose it could have been a seal. I suppose it could have been a seal pup. To see teeth marks, it had to be somewhat biggish. Could have been a taupe, could have been a big whiting. I don't know if Ray have got teeth.
I haven't put my drag on, so.
Oh shit. I might not have done my drag either. Have I done my drag? I honestly don't know. No. There we go. Now I've set it. No, I just wanted to go see Jimmy. Yeah, that was, like I say, I've never had a clearer indication of teeth marks in a bait before. So fingers crossed that there's some big beasties out there. And Jimmy reckons he's just had one hell of a knock. So maybe I missed something. I might change this rotor clip to an imp, or just use a splashdown lead. Because I think it's a bit gritted up. I think that's the main problem, it's a bit gritted up. Oh, sorry guys, I just realised you're not looking at anything, are you? There you go. But yeah, so this is fishing. I've not done this for a while, so I'll do it now. Welcome one and all to One Man and His Rod. What I do here is not a catch report, it's not a how to fish, it's how I'm learning to fish, or me learning to fish. Be it blank, which if nothing catches this time, this will be blank squad number 3. But let's not think like that, eh? So you see the blanks, you see the successes, and you take away from it whatever you want. Those that have messaged me, that have spoken to me, those subscribers that have come fishing with me in the past, know that I'm always willing to talk, willing to learn, willing to share information that I've gained. I wouldn't say knowledge. As I've always said, pretty much from day one, you probably wouldn't learn to fish from me, or at least from my videos. You know, I hope, and I think one of the main things that a lot of people like about my channel is you get to come along with me and chill out on the beach. Watch me rod tips, chill out to some music. You know, there's all sorts of stuff where you get up to. Generally, I started this channel as one man and his rod, and I found that very quickly I'm no longer one man when I come fishing. So that's been fun, that's been a fun journey. On the whole, I find the fishing community to be very supportive and very good. There are a small few of people that are two-faced, that are unwilling to share information, unwilling to share locations, things like that. But you'll come across those in any sort of hobby. You know, model makers that won't share their particular ratio of paint thinners to paint, or what colour they used on this, or, you know, airsofters or wild campers that won't share locations. I mean, you know, and they've always got a reason, especially the guys that spend hours and hours and hours scoping out fishing locations. They don't, you know, those that work hard for fishing locations that nobody else uses, I think is great. You know, and fair play to you. I just don't have that degree of time. So I tend to only come to the most common spots. And I've tailed off what I was doing because I was leaning into a don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. But, you know, I've gone off on one again, haven't I? Why is my glasses... Is it foggy or my glasses are constantly misting up? That's better. Yeah, generally I've found as a whole the fishing community is to be very supportive. And I say I started out one man and his rod back in the early days, fishing on the Humber Wall, searching for cod and failing dramatically. I'm still yet to catch a big cod. Could happen today, I suppose. Who knows? The sea looks very flat calm though. You know, it's very calm out there today. So hopefully I can have a sit down and have some tea in a minute, because I brought a sandwich with me and I'm a little bit hungry. So my next move back's probably going to be quite far so that I can sit and chill out for half an hour to an hour and get the second rod out, although those rollers that I was hoping would multiply have completely disappeared. But we'll give it a go. We'll stick one out for the bass and see if they're actually out there. Jimmy's trying to speak to me. Hang on, guys. But I'm just going to have one more heave-ho, move back, and then we'll have his tea. Oh, I'm going to have my tea. Oh, well, well. I might bring it in for a recast actually. That's really whipping round. Where's the rod? There it is. Yeah, I'll bring it in for a recast. Yeah, that's got a load of weed on it. That's heavy. And then after I've had my butty, we'll set the second rod up. Shit, there's that piece of metal there. Oh, come on. Well, mackerel at the moment's remaining untouched. Ah, that's just lifted me lead out. Right, anyway, you've seen me listen on and struggle on and grunt and groan for too long. I'm not going to do another time lapse because you just had one. So I'll switch you off and I'll speak to you in a bit. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I'm going to go set up a second rod. Right guys, I'm going to go set up a second rod. I'm all the way back at the ramp now. I'm going to set up a second rod to just drop in the water quite close in. See if there is any flatties or bass. I've got a 2-hook clip down to test to drop in there. Failing that, if I think I need to scratch right on the bottom, it really is pulling to the left. If I think I need to scratch on the bottom, I will change to a Wessex, which puts one in the water, one on the bottom. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Yeah. I think Jimmy's line's rubbing on mine. He's just cast straight over me. But it's only a short in one, but he definitely went over the top. Can't be helped. I hope some of these other guys have got escape plans. There's a massive group of people just down there with no way off unless they start packing up and moving. Right, I'll put you on time lapse while I set up the other rod. You watch that one for me. Right, before I forget, Neil and partner, sorry I didn't catch your wife, or partner's 9. It was lovely talking to you. Lovely talking to you. It's always nice to meet new people. Well, the weed is an absolute massacre in us. Oh, did that just go dingle dangle? Did it just go dingle dangle? It'll just be weed hooking onto it. Yeah, it's still whipping round. So I've just had half an hour, 45 minutes out of the water waiting to see if the weed dropped out. Oh no, it's him. Just somebody banging the tripod down there and I'm thinking my rod's bouncing. Crapped myself. Yeah, it's still not holding bottom. But yeah, I've just stuck one out at range to see if even at rate, you know, trying to find a gap in the weed. It's just not happening. Sorry? There. It's still just getting whipped round. Yeah, I'm not far. That were only a little lob. But we'll persevere.
I think that pub's just down there. I think it is that one. Yes.
It's not nice to see, is it? But you know, it's just, do you breathe a sigh of relief seeing that it's not hooked up in line or rubbish? Did heat get it? Did you just crack off?
I'm not sure. It did crack off.
Something didn't sound right.
It looks like it's malnourished because it's not fat.
No, it's not.
They're tubby, aren't they?
They are. It could just be heat that got to it. But no, it's just weed whipping it round. They've been recast, what, 3 or 4 minutes? It's getting close to me calling it a night, I'm not going to lie.
Well, I don't know, sometimes persistence pays off.
Yeah, well, aye.
I'll give you some encouragement.
Cheers. See you later. Aye. Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's both of them. They've been out like 4 minutes. You've got both of them there. Seals are back. Seals are back, look. Yeah, where were we? Within sea. There's just this group of seals just patrolling up and down the edge of the colour. They've been with us most of the night, to be fair, or most of the afternoon. I can't see them going anywhere anytime soon. Pardon? Sounded like it did as well. You know, this weed is absolutely horrendous. See, everybody else on the beach has pretty much given up. But after I've driven so far to be here, I at least want to give it until high water and slack water to see if it drops off in the tide after the high tide. That's what the fishing reports have been saying, that it has been dropping off. But it's horrific. Right guys, I'm gonna stay in for a bit because this is just pointless. Absolutely pointless. I'm just gonna stay in and enjoy the nice weather on the seaside for an hour. And hope that this weed drops off, and hope I've not travelled all this way for no reason. Because this ain't fishing, this is agriculture. Right, it looks like it's time to actually do some fishing. Because I've had this out for 10 or 15 minutes with an old bait on it, just to see if it stayed put, and it is. So I think it's about time I put some fresh bait on it and sent it and actually did some fishing. And it doesn't feel like it's weighing a ton coming in. So, I spoke too soon. There it is, and there's the weed. It doesn't feel as bad as it has done. And like I say, it hasn't whipped round so much as to say it's come all the way in after being in the water for 5 minutes. So that's a definite improvement. But is the bait, yeah, well, there's still a big ball of weed on it, but it's nowhere near as bad. So fingers crossed for over high water for it dropping out fully. So let's get some decent bait on it. I'm going to try a mackerel bait again. Because as I said at the start of the video, I really am targeting a hound today. So I'm going to swap the 2-hook clip down. Since we've missed out on a fair bit of fishing time, I'm going to swap the 2-hook clip down over. Yeah, that's on there. Oh, there's another bunch with a plastic bag in the middle of it. I'll swap the 2-hook clip down over to maybe a pulley pennel if I've got one. I don't actually know if I've got one. I've been really lax with my rig tying. In fact, I've been tying a lot of rigs for other people and not tying any for myself. Yes, my casting's off tonight. It's not great. I am tired. I was fishing last night on Bonkers Bank, and I literally got home 10 hours before I had to come. Well, I didn't have to come, but 10 hours before I came fishing here, so I'm a little tired. Let's see, let's have a look. I know there's a rig in the bottom of there, but I'm tempted to just use a simple pulley pennel, which I've got right here, with some wide gape hooks on it for a whole squid. Just going to watch that just for a minute while I set this up to see if it whips around or see if it stays put. For the moment, we're staying put, but like I said, when we first started fishing, it was staying put for 4 or 5 minutes, and then just absolutely ripping round. It just was not staying put at all. Okay, so it's gone from being over there to being in front of me. As long as it settles there, I'm happy with that. But if it keeps going round, then we're back to having issues again, aren't we? Oh no, it stayed over. Just looked like it was moving round. Just gonna have to dip this lead. Yeah, from this angle actually it looks like it's on the move, but then when you stood behind it, it isn't. Let's give this lead a rinse. Yeah, it's definitely better than it was. Earlier on it had already been coming round. But I'm sure this tide's already turned. I'm sure it has. It's not forecast to for at least another 20 minutes, half an hour. But it's definitely turned. Seems like ages since I've used a pennel rig or a pulley rig. Been using them paternosters for so long. I'm just going to put a bit of bait elastic on this just to hold it a bit better. And we'll get this launched. Now I'm not going to be able to launch it as much because I haven't got the power tip on this rod, but hopefully I can get it out there far enough. Although it is my limited understanding that you don't actually need a massive chuck for the rays. If they're there, they can come in quite close. So fingers crossed they're there. Seems as after being here for nearly 5 hours, it's finally vaguely fishable. Yeah, this tide is definitely already on its way back out. Without a doubt, on its way back out. So as we've got a nice little sort of gullied view, I'm going to time lapse it because I think it'll look nice. I'll make sure the rods are in frame and I'll do that. So I'll speak to you in a little bit, hopefully. Right guys, I'm pretty much packed down. Just having a chat with Jimmy there. But yeah, I'm calling it, I'm done, I'm going home. This way at least I'll be home for midnight. Stay safe, tight lines. Please like, share and subscribe. Please help me keep the channel alive while I'm off poorly. It really would mean a lot if the channel doesn't suffer due to my illness. I know there's very little can be done, and I'll be back as soon as I can, even if it's just with rig tying videos. Stay safe, tight lines. I'll see you later.